Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So, what I thought we would do today is I have this tray mold that I got. I think I got it from Temu. And what I want to do is I have this piece of fox leather that I also got off the Temu. Now the back is a little bit of cloth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this to fit down in here. And then I'm going to seal it with some Elmer's school glue, or Mod Podge, sorry. Mod Podge. I got Mod Podge over there. I'm going to seal it with some Mod Podge after I cut it, because I want to make sure I get the edges and things. And then I'm going to fill this tray with just a little clear, lay this in it. Once that cures, I thought we would mix up this antique silver with a little interference blue and try to get it to match that just a little bit. That to me has a little bit of a blue tint. And then that will be it. I'm going to do it face down and make it that way because clear, if it sinks, it'll be okay this way. If I do it this way and I do the color first and it sinks, then it's going to cover over my leather. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's get this open. Okay, see if I can get it out of this bag. Silicone likes to stick to plastic, and sometimes I have a hard time getting them out. There we go. Now this is just a little thin, cheap mold. Ooh, I don't want no bubbles under my silicone on my table. That will mess my piece up. I do want my mat to be smooth and flat. Or as flat as I can get it anyways. There we go. No bubbles. And that will make that flat. Now, I have a pen, but I thought I could have swore I brought me a Sharpie up here, but I think nope, there it is. Woohoo! As y'all, I was getting ready to blame my husband for taking it. Okay, I just want to get this to the edge. If I can, here. There we go. And then I'm just going to push this down, and I'm going to go around it. I'm doing this on the back side. That way, you won't see it when I cut this. I don't want it to be seen on the front. And you're not going to see this back side because it is going to be under the color. And hopefully I can get this to get down in there. And I just got that off just a little. There we go. Now, my scissors. I'm going to cut on the inside of that marker. And hopefully I don't mess this up. So I only bought one of these. If I can find it on Temu, I'll link it for you guys. Take that out of there. Like I said, I'm just cutting it on the inside. If it's a little bit small, I'm okay with that because I'm still putting the color behind it and you'll just see the color around it. But I want this to be the main piece in this. I'm hoping not to get my gloves. I didn't get them yet. Don't mean I won't. It's a lot easier to hold on to when I get to the Where there's more piece hanging over. And I don't think I got this straight. But we'll see. And I do want to round this corner down here. Now I can throw that extra to the side. And let's see if I can round this corner just a little bit. Okay. Now let's see. How will that fit? Yeah, I think that looks good. Which, like I said, I'm going to turn it over the other way after I seal it. So, lay that down. I'm going to move my mold out of the way. Get my step stool because I'm short. And try to climb up here and grab my Mod Podge. Nope. That is a sinker. That's all resins there. There it is. Mod Podge. Now I need a brush to brush this on. Thought I had one laying here, but I must not. So let me get me a new one. I've got them over here, I thought. And I just seen, not that box, this box. I'm pretty sure it was this box. I've got too much stuff. Well, there they are. I got these at the Dollar Tree. And they work really well to brush on Mod Podge. And then you can clean them off, soap and water after and put them back up. Let them dry. So let's just spray some of this out here. And I'm just going to brush this all over because I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if this Mod Podge will seal this enough to for the resin not to soak through. But don't know if it'll work until you try it, right? And I'll probably do 2 coats of the Mod Podge. Because I do want this sealed as best as I can get it. And 1 coat may be plenty, but we will see. Okay, put some more on there. I think 1 coat, the way I'm doing it's going to be enough. I just don't want the resin to soak through this fabric that's on the back because I'm afraid that it will mess up the front if it soaks through, and you'll be able to see horrible design or spots through the picture on the front, and I don't want that. I didn't think about this moving. Let me get a baby wipe. Clean that off. And I'm dripping it. Lord have mercy. All right. Now, at least you know, no, don't do that. Don't pick it up once you pour it on there. It will drip off. This stuff dries pretty quick too, so it doesn't take a long. long time. If I do need to do a second coat, I'll do that off camera. There's no point making you watch this twice. Which I know you can fast forward through it, but once you see how to do it, there's no point in just making the video longer. Okay. And I can always get this off the front if I do get any on it. It will come off the front. It'll soak into the back. But the front, I don't think it will stick and be permanent, I hope. But if it does, it dries clear, so you'll never see it anyways. We'll just go around it. Did you see me throw it right back in it? Clean it off and throw it back? Don't do that. I think you're going to learn more about what not to do than what to do by watching me. Okay. Now, all right. It looks good on the other side. I don't see any on it. That looks like that's a good coating. Let that dry. Yeah, this is, I think it's only going to need the one coat. Because I put quite a bit on there and I got it really well. So I'm just going around the edges because I do want it to get the edge of this where I cut it. All right. I'm going to let that dry up. I'm going to clean this off. I've got a little sink over here. I'm going to clean it with some soap and water. And then we will be back when it is time to pour some resin into the mold and lay this down. All right, guys. I'll see you all then. Hey, guys. Welcome back to Lindasresinroom, where we are going to finish working on the tray. I did 2 coats of Mod Podge on the back of this, which I think has sealed it up very well. It's not affected the front at all, and I don't think this front needs sealed. I think it'll be okay, and that should fit down in there quite nicely. But what I want to do is, for the first layer, since we're going to turn that down, I mixed up 6 ounces of resin. This is craft resin. It's a 1-to-1 resin. It's a low viscosity resin, and I really like this resin. It cures really clear. There's low bubbles. There's no VOCs or anything like that. It's a 1-to-1. I do have a code in the description. If you guys want to or use that kind of resin, you can get 10% off of their products. I see a few little things down in this mold. I've decided to do a few different things just by looking around at the things that I have available here. And I have these crushed glass pieces in blue, and I thought I'd put those around the handles. And I'm going to take a drop of this Octopus Fluids Alcohol Ink Lagoon and put it in my 6 ounces of resin, just so there's just a little tint of blue, since this is fish. I thought it would look pretty. Whoo! 2 drops, guys. Sorry. It got away from me. But this is really light. It's probably not even going to be enough that you won't even be able to hardly tell that it's in there. Let me see if I can get that off the stick. I don't want it streaky. I want all my color down in there. And it probably could use just a little more. Like I said, this is a really light blue color. And that's all I want, is just a tint. So I think I'm going to do 3 more for a total of 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I did 4 for a total of 6. Let's keep it even. No more. No more. I'll get carried away. It's a love color. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this color in here, and then I'm going to throw this in the debubbler for about 5 minutes and see if I can get some of these bubbles out before I pour it into this mold. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to bump the camera. Okay, I think that's good. I had already mixed this resin up, so it doesn't need mixed, but I did want to mix some color in before I put it in the debubbler, because I didn't want to do it after, because then I'm introducing all kinds of bubbles. So I'm going to put this in the debubbler for 5 minutes, and I'll be back. Hey guys, so I don't know if any of this recorded. I just poured my resin. I got it out of the debubbler, and I poured it into the mold. My camera kicked off, so I don't know if anything's recorded or not. But that's all I done. 6 ounces of resin, got it out of the debubbler, and dumped it in here. Now I'm just going to go around the edges and release any bubbles if there's any around there. I don't see many, but I do see 1 or 2. And I'm just going to try to get those out of there. There's 1 in that corner there. See 1 floating back here around the handle, and I don't want that back there. We'll take a little heat gun to this. I think the 6 ounces was perfect for the bottom of this. I don't know how much this mold holds. I'll try to look it up so I'll know how much to do for the next layer. A little bubble back there. Alright, do I have any around this one? I don't see any. I see 1 back there. Trying to keep my head out of you guys' way. Okay, I think that's it. Now, the trick is going to be getting our, trying to stay away from the edge, but I do want to pop any bubbles that might be in there. The trick is going to be getting this piece in there without having bubbles under it. So I'm just going to slowly try to lay this down and pull it up. That way I can get the resin on it, get it nicely coated, and hopefully prevent any bubbles from getting under this, which would be awesome. Okay, that's in there. I'm going to let it just float. Now let's get our crushed glass. It's a pretty blue. And just feel these. I want to make sure I don't have too big of pieces, because I don't want to have anything uncovered. I do want it to cover over with the resin. Nobody wants to be cut by sharp glass pieces. That's a big one. Oh, it was 2 together. That's why. I think he needs a couple little more pieces in there. I just think that will look really pretty to have some crushed glass handles. And these are large size pieces of glass. They're not small. We add a few more here. Trying to get that one down in there because he's a good size too. He's a chunker. Just level them out. Try not to stack them on top of each other, because then it makes them really high. Let's see. See the little bubble down in there? I don't know if I can pluck him out. A little bubble in there. I probably should have put the glass in some resin, and it would have helped prevent some of the bubbles, I think. But I didn't. So I'm just going to try to pluck out what I can see. Okay. There's our crushed glass in that side. Now let's see if we can do this other side. It's a little harder on this side because my camera's in the way. I'll pick these pieces up later that I lose. Where's my tweezers? See if I can get that one. I don't want him to stay on top of that. Oops, sorry guys, didn't mean to bump the camera. I've got to figure out something better with this camera. I think if I could put it on the back side of the table, but then I'm not sure my camera would reach over enough to see what I'm doing. If I put it up any higher, I'm too vertically challenged to see what I'm doing, and I have to be able to look in the camera and make sure it's recording, make sure you guys can see exactly what's happening. Oops, didn't mean to bump you guys again. Okay. Now let's get this side down here leveled out. Couple more little pieces. I've seen other people put stones and things in things like this, and I'd never done it. So I thought, why not try it with this? Because I think it'll be really pretty. Okay, I don't have any sticking out. I think this one can use a couple more little pieces here and there. Got a few little holes. There we go. I think I see a bubble. Can't tell. Alright, do I have another little tiny piece? And a little one. I think that's the piece of glass. There's a bubble. Another little tiny piece. Get him down in there. I'm trying to pick out little pieces that I know is going to fit in, oops, some of these spots. Okay. I see a little one. I don't think that's too big. Do you see it there? See if we can work him in there. Okay. Get that little bubble out. Alright, I think that's good enough. We're going to have the back a different color, and I do want to see some of it through there. So that's all we're going to do, guys. And we will let this cure up, come back, and then put our backing on it. And we are going to use the antique silver and the interference blue jacquard Pearl X powders for that. So, I hope there's no bubbles in there. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it, if there wasn't any? But we'll see when we demold it. Alright guys, I'll see you back when it's time to do the backing. See you guys then. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is cured. Now I'm going to tell you, I've already turned it over. I got a bubble there, a little bubble there, one here, and one here. So once I demold this, I will have to drill those out, fill them with some UV resin, and see if I can fix those areas. I've mixed up another 6 ounces of resin. I'm using the Let's Resin Fast Cure, so that way I can demold this in 4 hours. Now I've got my antique silver Jacquard Pearl X powder. That I don't want a whole lot of this. I just want a little color in there, but I don't want it too much. Yeah, I think that's going to be plenty. This stuff is pretty strong. So even though I've got 6 ounces, I mean, you can see that is a strong color. And then I'm going to also put in some of the interference blue. And I'm just going to use maybe that much. Okay. Now let's see what we get. I'm wanting that gray blue looking color, and I think that's what we've got. I think that's really pretty. I think it's going to make a pretty backing on this piece. I've already mixed my resin for 3 minutes. So now I'm just going to mix the color in and make sure I get that mica powder mixed up really well. I don't want bits of powder, which you're not going to be able to see on the back of this, but you might be able to see it where the handle is. So, good thing about this resin is it debubbles really well. I could put it in the vacuum chamber, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to pour this on here. And I think 6 ounces is going to be plenty to fill this mold. Just trying to make sure, get it really good in those handles. Actually, I think it could have used some more. Yeah, I think it could use some more. How much more? I think I'm going to mix up another 4 ounces, guys. So I'm going to put you on hold, mix up another 4 ounces, and get this poured. Hey, guys, so my camera kicked off on me again. I don't know what's up with this. But all I did is I mixed up 4 more ounces of resin, and I filled it. I put a little more powders in it and filled this up. So it's about 16 ounces total for the whole piece. And we will let this cure up, and then we will come back and demold. So I'll see you guys then. Hey guys, so I think this is cured up enough that I can demold it. I tried earlier and it left fingerprints. I had to take some heat to it. So it's been about another hour and a half since I've tried that. So, and you can tell it's very bendy. I have to see what it looks like. Ooh, I love it. I've got some bubbles I'm going to have to fix. You guys can see there's a bubble. I'll have to drill him out, fill him in. A few little bubbles here, one over in this corner. But I really like this tray. Alrighty guys, I'm going to let this finish curing and then I will fix this up later and we will come back for a picture at the end of the video once I get him fixed. I'll see you guys for the next video. Hey guys, so I started filling in some of these bubbles and I've decided that I really like it better with the bubbles. They're quite deep down in there. And I think with the fish, the bubbles kind of give it a little more character. So I think I'm going to leave the rest of them in there. And just leave it as that. Because I really like this. I think this is really pretty. Alright guys, I'll see you back for the next video.